Yeah, baby, here I am. Now everybody that doesn't, everybody that now looks at the live is going to see that, and they just think I'm an idiot. But I never do that during the live, at least I try not to. How's everybody doing? Doug Rice. The Doug Rice Show. Let's talk. Doug Royce, 12:02. It's afternoon, folks. Get the fuck up. You better not be asleep. Look, if you are asleep, do not have a smile on your face while you're sleeping, please. I know, right? I'm just determined to rip away that smile. How's everybody doing? 12:03, the 13th of October. I've been 56 now for 3 days. Feel great. Nothing new, nothing changed. Same energy, same feel, same look outside. I don't feel different. Don't care. Never do. I mean, just, yeah. It's 56. It's a thrill. More importantly, it's 56 years here in the United Snakes of America. Now listen, folks. Listen, you tune in to hear the truth. I don't lie. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to hold back. You know what? It's not just about honesty. It's about the fucking delivery. Let me explain something to you. You learn to phrase something, put a goddamn period right upside its motherfucking head. Here's the reason you do this, especially when it comes to our oppressors, because you don't really want to discuss. See, if you don't have a final dot on the end of whatever you say, finalizing the discussion, thereby eliminating the need for further discussion, because this is the draw in. It's a passive-aggressive narcissistic trait. One that can only be defeated by a final, at the end of that goddamn sentence with, if I might. That way, see, you cut yourself from the teat of caucasity. And trust me, it's a liberating experience. Once you recognize that it's being spoon-fed to you mentally, 24/7, a fucking day. Once you understand the worship of whiteness. Sorry, I don't mean to step on anybody's toes. I love everyone, I do. I'm talking about what's being taught. I'm not talking about people. And if you don't believe that what I'm saying is true, then we only need look at the past few headlines, for God's sake. What are they doing? Who in their right mind? Did I make you drop your phone? I didn't mean to do it. Don't hold your phone when you're looking at me, okay? Especially if you're drinking coffee. You set the phone on a stand and you back the fuck away and let me do my goddamn work. It's your fucking fault. I'm not paying for any more phones, okay? Jesus. So, liberating experience allows you to unplug, if you will. And when you recognize that 99.9% of everything that you see and hear, everything that you take in to the senses, attacked ad infinitum all day, filling your mind with the need for Europeanized ideology. And if you are off track, if you look in wonder, if you do not look like you know the program is on, someone will tap you on your shoulder ever so lightly and ask you, do you have a problem? You know I'm telling the truth. Come on, bro. Look, here's what you do. Stop being a happy Negro in this country. One day, 24 hours. I want you walk outside. Here's what you do. All you got to do. Okay? You make it a concerted effort. I want you to put some goddamn gravel. I want you to reach deep. And I want you to take that smile and I want you to shove it up your own ass. And I want you to squeeze tight. And then I want you to go outside and I want you to maintain. I will tell you this, folks. You give it about 20, 30 minutes in the sight of our oppressors. You not having a smile on your goddamned face, let me tell you, you will have to answer for that. In the form of, is everything okay? Why aren't you smiling? Everything's going to be better. What's wrong with you? You are not emitting happiness. That happiness we need to survive. The comfort, that's where the happiness comes from. If you look happy, then I know you're not thinking of doing me harm. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I just say that out loud? Here's the thing, folks. We don't say the shit out loud. See, you get in your goddamn feelings. You start thinking about what the shit your ancestors did to our ancestors. You think we walking around with you just in our head. Nothing could be further from the truth. What we're trying to do is get further from you. Now, listen, and this is nothing personal. We love you. Oh, my God. Stop saying that we, Doug, you hate Mike. No, I don't. The problem is we all love you just a little too goddamn much. The problem is we love you just a little bit more than we love ourselves, and we need to pull back on that shit a little bit because you don't deserve our love. You don't. You don't deserve the Hebrew energy. You don't deserve it. You know, like pearls cast before swine. Such is the Hebrew energy in front of an oppressor, especially an insincere one. More to the point, one not even aware of his insincerity. That's the most insulting an oppressor. Would you not say? Consider the ones that tell you all day that racism is dead and buried in this country. Well, if that were only so true. I think what's buried and dead is the notion that your ancestors did the fucking shit they did. That's what's got you all here. You look at burning black bodies, swinging, dangling, or, strange fruit. You don't know what to do. You have a hard time associating that with yourselves. It is a horrible circumstance. It is something that occurred not 50 years ago. In fact, not 40 years ago, but how about just last year? How about that? How about finding one of us somewhere gone, using tried and true tactics? How about the group that caught one of us by ourselves in their collective presence and attempted to try out the old ways on one of us? That was caught on film. I don't know if any of you saw that. Recent events, folks. What they're doing. Fuck what they're saying. I don't care what they're saying anymore. See, that's the problem. That's their problem. I don't know about you, but I'm not feeling that shit no more. I don't know about you, but I'm just not, because I'm reading now. I don't know, right? I'm reading and now I'm actually starting to comprehend and put together some interesting conclusions. Betray what you keep saying. Thoughts and prayers. Equality for everyone. The American dream. All this shit I keep hearing from folks who say they're on our side but continue to do nothing for us. I dare say that Biden got in office due to the black vote. Yes? Okay. And the question, as Janet Jackson puts so eloquently, what the fuck has he done for us lately? Juneteenth. I'm sorry, Juneteenth. I did not mean to disparage Juneteenth. For those of you who look to that holiday as a special day set aside for Negroes in this country, I bid you a fond and farewell adieu. Get the fuck out my goddamn TikTok. I mean, crumbs? You like crumbs? You ever been fed crumbs? You ever had to sustain yourself on crumbs? You consider the crumbs that we get, and people are like, crumbs? Shoot. Black people get so much in this country, affirmative action, They're quietly pulling back on all the gains that were supposedly made by black people over the last 40 years. The Supreme Court, folks, see, and they expect us not to watch this. They'd rather we watch WAP. They'd rather we fulfill the caricature that they love to shove down our fucking throats so goddamn much. I mean, Jesus. Platinum blonde hair. Ooh, it's just so... Ooh. I love it. Every time I see a sister emulating what the fuck ever that is, do you hate yourself exponentially? Is it growing day by day? Is that the reason you're turning into something no one has ever seen before? Okay, so it's a good start, I think. What do you think? 15 minutes? It's good. So, as some of you may have heard, I have decided to kind of expand on the search term, the format. We're trying to format us. This isn't programming. This is different. I'm trying to delete the programming. So we have what I call is a format. And this is a show. This is the Doug Rice Show. I'm trying to show you something, hoping that it formats you and has you not a happy Negro, not in the presence of those who give two fucks about our anger. Do you understand? As long as we're happy, they're happy. Now, hold on. If they're upset, well, we got problems. There's no ignoring it. There's not going to be some get over it movement. There's not going to be that was long ago. I mean, it's just not going to happen. And let me tell you something. When they're not happy, they get vocal. They get vigorous. They get active. You tend to understand their displeasure with one thing or another. You're expected to listen, to understand, to comprehend, to perhaps repeat back. There are any number of things that they require we do in an effort to understand them. But when it comes to understanding us, do those same rules apply? Or do they always have a fucking excuse? Or is it always something that happened long ago? Or are we just goddamn complaining? I don't know. Shit. Seems to me you complain long enough, some shit happens. I look at Holocaust victims. I look at Japanese internment relatives. I look at natives. Seems squeaky wheel gets the grease, baby. Not for Negroes. Squeaky wheel will get replaced. They'll start importing motherfuckers that look like us just to make themselves feel good, hoping that perhaps they have the energy of the set apart, which they don't, of course. Oh, did I just go there? Oh, now motherfuckers are paying attention. Now you up. Yeah, there's a need for Negroes in this country. We all feel it. We know. We know you deny them this, they will lose their minds. Kevin Hart stopped performing. Brothers stopped going to the ball game. Football is canceled, motherfucker. No movies, no music, shut down. What do you think will happen? It won't be pretty. It won't be pretty. Yeah, it'd be fucking crazy. I think we'd probably give them all that shit back about 20, 30 minutes. I think all that shit oh shit. We did not mean for this to, hey, Kevin, get back on stage, brothers, back at the court. Let's fill up the fucking stadium. Let's go. Because you deny, it's like taking people off life support, So all I'm suggesting is just a slight recess, just not being available. You can mingle, just don't invite conversation. And if conversation must ensue, control it from start to finish, and finish it first. Why? What? What, you mad? Oh, you're mad at me? I'm suggesting things that may alienate you. But, oh, really? Oh, really? You're scared, you're worried about being alienated. Is that it? You don't want to make people feel uncomfortable. I'm just to understand that. Well, you know what? They're concerned about their comfort as well. They'd prefer their children not sit through the truth regarding slavery in this country. And so that discomfort becoming an issue, they too want relief. I'm a little confused as to your hesitance in joining me on this. It's not working out. It's not them, it's us. Why don't we just do that? Hey, it's not you, it's me. I'm sorry. Okay, so we expand the search term now. It's going to include black news, but I tried current black news. And of course, you guys, if you follow me on the Twitterverse, you know that Politico is pay dirt, baby. I like this shit. Black Lives Matter power grab sets off internal revolt. Don't care. Let me explain. None of these motherfuckers represent Negroes. Do you understand that? You brothers and sisters, Hebrews, need to hear me. You represent the Most High God of all creation. There's not a Hebrew alive that can represent you as well as you represent your damn self. Trust and believe, and you know what? That energy, that power that you exert, that spiritualness, that nefesh, that thing the Creator has bestowed upon Negroes, that thing they create, that thing they crave so much, the reason they want to be around us, to be in its warm glow. You can use that. You can. You can use that. That's all the kingdom, baby. They hate this shit. Do you know how it infuriates them to hear us talk amongst ourselves about the kingdom? Do you know how mad they get when we talk about Hebrews? Do you know how mad they get when we talk about us being one family, one royal family? They don't like that shit. I love saying that shit. I love that shit. I love it because I know some of them look at it, they just burn up because they just don't want that for us. And then you kind of wonder why they so adamantly don't want that for us. They don't want success for us. They don't want prosperity. They don't want uplifting. They want the struggle. They like the struggle. Struggle's entertaining. They make movies about the struggle. I've said this before. You know, Harriet Tubman, 12 years a slave. I sat through 12 minutes of that fucking shit. Oh, what I'd love to do with that movie. The reason I get pissed off at that is they get entertained and profit off our fucking struggle, but they don't talk about the origins. Let's focus on the origins, not the guys that are trying to run from these rampant beings, these creatures of God knows what that like to set folks afire. For shits and giggles, come up with terms like picnic, for God's sake. Really? You're going to pick one of us, are you? Which one of us is the lucky fucking winner? You know, history, motherfuckers. All you got to do is look about history, man. You want to get right? Look, stay focused, Hebrews. Stay the fuck focused. The energy that destroyed Emmett Till still roams this earth. The impact of the bullet that robbed us of Martin Luther King still resonates within this earth. Where else can it go? Where does energy go? Is it destroyed? No. So that impact, you may not hear it. It may have been 68, But you can believe that shit is rolling all over this motherfucker right now. You think these people are acting the way they are acting for no reason? Are you serious? Why do they keep doing the same shit? They built a gallows on the 6th. That seems antiquated. Gee, I mean, don't you guys have 400 million guns? What are you doing? Well, this is interesting. Hey, Bill, you watching this? Yeah, I'm watching it. I mean, aren't all these motherfuckers armed? Yeah, why they built a goddamn hanging gallows across from the goddamn Capitol? This ain't 1865. You understand what I'm telling you? Why you think I tell you just guard your associations? Watch. You don't know who you're sitting across from, man. You don't know where they've been, the vibe they attract. You don't know the frequency they cultivate. God damn. Do you? Do you know the frequency they cultivate? Because I don't. When they're by themselves, do they think that, man, were it only for the Constitution of the United States, I'd have me a field full of slaves? Maybe they're just out on the town with their girlfriend. I don't know. And the night before, to themselves, they thought, you know what, I wish one of them would come up and say something about my girlfriend. God damn, I wish one of them would. What? Where do you think that shit's coming from, man? You think they regurgitate the same bullshit, the same energy revolves around this enclosed fucking atmosphere. Shit ain't escaping, shit's coming in. Oh yeah? No, I'm lying. I don't know what I'm talking about. No. They're taking our country. Who's taking your country, motherfucker? Who wants your fucking country? Who's taking your country? The Chinese? They bought that shit fair and square. They got receipts. Who's taking? Oh, sorry. All right. So let's see how this works. The search term, folks. The search term for those of you that want to know, that are really interested. Who the fuck cares, right? Current black news. We add that. Current black news. Of course, we got NBC, BLK. I hate that shit. But, okay, fine. But the African Americans Politico, that is a news source. I like that. Interesting. Biden's vaccine push fails to gain traction with African Americans. Well, you goddamn right! What are you aiming? This shit ain't wearing nothing. No grip. None. I am unfucking phased. All the more reason for them to gather us up, wouldn't you say? What excuse would you say? The mass of blacks in this country are not taking their vaccines. Perhaps we should gather them up, put them in FEMA camps, and vaccinate them. Then on comes the run, or on comes the kingdom. Because the moment they touch God's eyeball, he's going to show the fuck up. Interesting how this is working out, isn't it? Isn't it the kind of revolving circumstances that seem to create some sort of final destination for folks? Seems interesting. What an interesting headline, really. His vaccine push fails to gain traction. That's pretty scary. They call us, that's irresponsible of us. Right? Not taking that vaccine. Hey, there's any number of steps they might take to ensure that we are safe. Perhaps we don't know what's best for us. Maybe? No, you don't think they will come door to door and get your ass? You don't? Y'all need to stop. Jade Helm, 2015. Jade, let me help you. HELM. 2015. Go ahead and Google that. And then tell me you don't believe the United States will go from neighborhood to neighborhood, gather all of the civilians that they want, and throw them in processing centers all across the country and take their asses some the fuck where? Because they've practiced for it. Am I reaching the back or what? Are you guys just not fucking believing me? Look at the fuck up. So, interesting. Just failing to gain traction. Let's throw that on the Twitterverse. Let's first do that so you can read along. Rug Dicer. That is the Twitterverse. Go ahead and read with me. We will go about this. The Biden administration knew the key to a successful COVID vaccination campaign. Let me move this over. Just make sure I got this right here. There we go. Would be reaching the most vulnerable populations. But more than 5 months in, even a blueprint that works with other ethnic and racial groups isn't doing enough to win over Black Americans. Less than a quarter of Black Americans had received their first COVID-19 shot as of June 7, based on available federal data, amid a week-long stagnation that has defied the government's ramped-up effort to accelerate vaccinations and reach, once again, the nation's most vulnerable communities. So that's twice they've said how vulnerable we are. I don't feel fucking vulnerable. You feel vulnerable? No, I feel vulnerable when I gotta walk right next to one, and then maybe he sees something on me he don't like, and then clap, I'm done. That's when I feel vulnerable, when I'm getting gas at the fucking grocery store, Kroger's. And I got my music playing and I'm bumping. Yeah, and I got a drink in my hand. A security guard, unlicensed to carry a weapon, has one, tells me to turn my shit down. I tell him to fuck off. And you know, right at that point, I felt a little fucking vulnerable. Just before I lost my life. Fuck you. You're concerned about us. Now, ain't that a bitch? We're vulnerable now. Well, when drugs are rolling through our neighborhoods, emaciating our families, not so much. But when we refuse to take some shit that's absolutely questionable in every respect, now we're a vulnerable segment of society. You may go fuck yourself now. Thank you. Have fun. It's the only motherfucker you look. You should go fuck yourself. Remember to have safe sex. We don't want another one of you procreating, for God's sake. That's just, give me a fucking break. Really? Now we're vulnerable? Oh. Now the poverty? No. The crime? No. The drugs? No. The refusal to take a vaccine? Oh, you motherfuckers. Are y'all okay? Man, if you don't get your disingenuous ass the fuck out my face, concerned with my well-being. You're concerned with the well-being of Negroes now? Let me understand this. You're concerned with the well-being of Negroes now. Why don't you look in the fucking mirror and say that? I need you to see if you can keep a goddamn straight face. Because that shit's funny. Don't tell me you're concerned with me. What you do is stay the fuck out my face, man. That's what you do. You want to show your concern? Get fucking further with your bullshit. Vulnerable communities. Good Lord. The slowdown has put Black Americans behind the pace set over the past month by other racial and ethnic groups tracked by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The trend line worries health officials and experts who say the immunization drive is running into a particularly complex web of distrust. Hold on, wait. The trend line worries health officials and experts, let's dissect this, who say the immunization drive is running into a particularly complex web of distrust, outreach challenges, and stubborn barriers to access. Stubborn barriers to access. In other words, you're knocking on our doors and we're telling you to go the fuck away and don't come back. And we mean that shit. And you're not gonna come back. That's the stubborn barrier. That's the stubborn part. See, the barriers to access can be overcome because you can come back and eventually open the door. But stubborn barriers tell you to leave and dare you to come back. And at that point, well, it's a tough layer that we have to address. It requires relationship building, and it's going to take a little longer. Boy, let me tell you something. Not as long as you might suspect for Doug Rice. 5 years. I'll take the vaccine. If I don't see people start dropping dead. Let me explain, folks. I love the vaccine. Did I tell you that? No. I love it. The vaccine as a whole, nothing wrong with it. It's the graphene I have a question about. I love the vaccine. I want that said because this has to go on YouTube, and we know YouTube ain't fucking playing. All right. One of the task force's first assignments was recommending ways to build trust in the vaccines and effectively roll them out to those marginalized communities, chief among them, black communities who are dying from COVID at a Black Americans who are dying from COVID at disproportionate rates. No. The folks that are dying in disproportionate rates are not Black Americans. We all know that. That in fact, numerically, that is impossible. We're 13% of the population. It is literally numerically impossible for us to die at higher rates than people who outnumber us nearly 10 to 1. Shut the fuck up. You're not blowing ass. Okay? No, I don't do the invite. Sorry. It's not going to happen. But hey, as long as I said, I will take the vaccine in 5 years. Not a problem. I'll do that. I'll commit to that. 5 years will give me enough. 5 years, that means at least I'll have 5 years. Unless something happened in 6 years, I'm going to be a mad motherfucker. Okay. So that's at Politico. I like Politico. Those guys come up with some interesting news. So we're gonna kind of vary black news, maybe before and after, shit like that. And yeah, we'll see what happens. Postal Service cuts imperial ladder to middle class for many Black Americans. It's too. I don't know. It's too. Facebook bans racist depictions of Jews and Black people. Well, a lot of us are going to have to stop putting fucking photos on Facebook. Huh. Gotta think about that one. Right. All right, so I like this. Politico seems to be on the ball. They're the gift that keeps on giving. Air Force General confirmed as first black chief of U.S. military service. First black everything does not impress me. It just doesn't. What that expresses is the need to be a part of something that so desperately wants you gone. Here's the problem. Take this brother's suit off and put him somewhere, wrong place, wrong time in Kentucky. No one's going to give a fuck about who he is. That's the problem. No one's going to care. That's, I look at the Air Force General, and by God, I'm certain he's smart and more intelligent than I am. Go. And being the first black chief of the U.S. military service, okay, bravo for you. But by God, you better never take off that fucking uniform. And let's add it. You better watch where the fuck you wear it, partner. Because some places don't like black people in uniform. Still. Y'all think the South is dead, don't you? Don't you? When, in the face of the South making a try not a few months ago, folks out here are actually believing that the Klan, that the Southern strategy, that all of this is deeply in play in this country and running shit right now. As we speak. It's the coolest joke ever told on Black Americans. The Klan is dead. Every time they say that shit, they're required to take a drink. That's the running joke in the Klan. Somebody says, Racism is dead. They got to take a shot of Kentucky bourbon, right? Just keep it in, Representative Lewis, they all got drunk. His whole speech created a slew of DUIs that night. But we're living it. And you know what? We're thriving. We're surviving, at least, to some extent. I mean, we thrive as long as we go with the narrative, push the program, maintain status quo. You will really soar to heights yet unseen. But if at any point in time you bring about some turbulence in the flight, you may be asked to exit the aircraft. I'm just saying, you either got to love it or you might have to fucking leave it, baby. Okay. So I like Politico, 1238. We're coming up 20 minutes to 1. How's everybody doing? It is the 13th of October. I'm going to be doing a YouTube live later tonight. Perhaps. I want everybody to do this. Just look up the terms. Current, black news, anywhere, any provider. And then just scroll and then look through what is being done against what is being said. Look at what you're noticing against what's being ignored. The things that they want us to hold dear in this country have nothing to do with reality. And I'm telling you the truth. They want us in the fog of delusion 24/7. The moment any one of us questions the matrix, you liable to get a face full of attitude. Here's the danger. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. I mean that. That's the danger of this. Some of you may take a better lesson in leaving and not hearing what I'm talking about. And maybe, I should warn people that come in here that you might hear something that shatters your fucking narrative, might shatter your illusion. Your reality could be crushed in a moment's notice looking here. And I'm just saying, because I'm going to say shit that so many of us have been thinking. I'm going to point out shit that all of us maybe are not attuned to because, fuck, it's happening. I know they want us to look at the joy and the roses and the happiness and the dance and tell jokes and play ball, you know what I'm saying, and act and sing, and perform and entertain and be happy and just, Fuck that. You ain't gotta like me. I'm gonna tell the goddamn truth. All right. 1240, let's see. What do we got? Anything else? Racial wounds rip open under a president with a history of exploiting them. That's dated 2020. So I'll just say that's about dude. The Navy. Another men breaking the toughest. I like Politico. You guys need to check out Politico's African-American portion. I think I'm going to share that on the Twitterverse. Big old giant red sign Politico right on my Twitter. Rug Dicer is my Twitter. Hey, follow me on Twitter. I offer some PDFs that are pretty rare. You send me an email. I'm going to send you a PDF you ain't never seen before. Writings about us that you have never heard before. Information that they will hide and keep hidden. Not in books, but on PDF files, copies of copies. I got several of those books and will certainly... also, I have a Patreon account by the same name, Doug Rice. And, of course, don't forget the Cash App account, Rug Dicer. So, listen, folks, I'm going to keep doing this. I got a plan. I'm going to do interviews. Oh, yeah. I'm going to have guests. I'm going to do phone calls. We're gonna do some crazy shit. I hope for your support. If you don't feel what's happening, then your ears not to the ground with your eyes wide open to make sure nobody runs over you. I'm not telling anybody to rise up. In fact, I'm telling you to keep seated. Simply push away from the table just far enough to where you can still reach and grab shit off of it ever so often. And of course, I leave you with, naturally, as you go about this penal colony for Negroes, and you really want to know where you're at, listen to me. None of you know where you're at as long as you are smiling in public. They will keep up the facade of welcome in your face. Now, I'm telling you this. You get that goddamn grin off your face just for 24 hours. I doubt most of you will put it back on. It serves to protect you from caucasity. I'll leave you with that. All right, guys. 12:42. I'm going to take a break. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.